tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be talking about what I believe is the best medium in Tier 10. Now, there are a lot of mediums. We've got the TVP, which is absolutely fantastic after its clip buff. We've got the Progetto, that's also really solid on power to weight, clipping potential, and even if you dump your shells, you still have pretty good DPM. I would say the T22 medium is still a really strong vehicle, same for the Object 907. E50M has mobility, the Patton has just everything kind of going for it. However, I still feel like the STB1 might just be the strongest Tier 10 medium in the game. Now, why is that? Well, while it may not have the accuracy as much as it used to, the tank still carries all the other attributes it does. It goes 53 kilometers per hour with 20 in reverse, so it's fairly mobile. It's got a good power to weight of 22.1. As well, it sits at 11 degrees of gun depression, making this the most flexible medium on any terrain whatsoever. This tank has pretty good DPM at over 3,000, and I'm actually running refined gun on this vehicle because after taking a look at its on-movement dispersion values, it's about the same as a Leopard 1. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe the vehicle does pretty well with refined gun, and then the only downside of its poor dispersion goes away. Previously, the dispersion was sitting at 0.308, and then Wargaming changed it to 0.326. I don't really know why. I actually still am a little confused. I guess they just wanted to make this tank a little bit more brawly and a little bit less aggressive frontline maybe. But we'll have to see how it plays with refined. So here we are in our first battle. We are up against a Caro, which is, as we all know, a very deadly vehicle. Apart from the Caro, they have another auto-reloader being the Progetto, and then a T92E1. I'm actually going to be honest, that's a pretty deadly lineup. Auto-reloaders you do not want to mess with when they have the ability to get clips out. So I'm going to stay very passive this game so I can have distance on these auto-reloaders and possibly get one or even two shells if they tried to play very aggressive. Now, I'm not sure how good the STB's view range is. I know it used to be the best in Tier 10, but then the Vickers Light came out and the STB got a view range nerfed by, I think, 10 meters, so it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still probably pretty good. Now, we got a nice shell into the AMX 5120. Doesn't look like we can get any more shells out, although impressively, we are already down an AMX. Oh, well, not impressively. After I see the maneuver he pulled, I'm not very surprised at all. Okay, well, that's not good. At least it's just a Tier 9, but I have to say our 4005 is putting himself in an absolutely awful position that could very easily be rushed. Well, we got the T100 LT off to the side. I wouldn't say that's a great spot for a T100. Oh, that's not T100, sorry, a T92E1. I wouldn't say that's a great spot for a T92 because the guy's kind of stuck there. But I'm just going to chill here. There's the Caro, and boop, there you go. Nice shell into his vehicle. I'll take it. Now we back up. 92 appears to be looking at me. There you go. Nice shot into his turret as well. All right, we're starting to get some shells out. It appears that this Progetto accidentally ran into his teammate, which allows me to get an easy and free shell into the AMX. I'm going to poke him again. I'm not sure if he can pen us. It looks like he actually could. Actually, wow, that ricocheted into my turret ring, if you can see from that angle there. Very unfortunate for me, but I'm just going to kind of chill here a little bit longer. We do have the 92. There you go, good. Don't want to get penned by the 92, obviously. Get another nice snap into the AMX. Unfortunately, it appears that the rest of our team is not doing a great job with the brawl. On the heavy side specifically. You can see our heavies are all basically dead. Now, the good news is that our T100 is getting some nice shells out. But, yeah, this is not going great. Okay, let me see if I can help out my T100 LT very quickly. Here you go, bro. I'll just get one shell in for you. There you go. And now I'm going to just stay here, because obviously this AMX does not have 11 degrees of gun depression. So there you go. Nice clear onto that player. And now it is a 3 versus 3. Okay, I mean, it's somewhat close. Let's get a nice shell into the E100. We're up to 2,900 damage dealt at this point. Let's go for maybe one more. I can't get him again, unfortunate. But I do see that the team is actually pretty low. I mean, all they have left is an E100 and a 183. So we're in a pretty decent situation here, if I'm going to be completely honest. We spotted the E100, and we did get detected, but it doesn't worry me too much. As long as we can take care of the C100 without being butchered for it, we should be fine. Let's see. Okay. We got the 183 off to the side, and the 183 is obviously a very deadly vehicle, but there you go, perfect. Managed to bait a shell from his tank, and what that means is now we can send the E100 exactly the way we are, and this guy's in an absolutely awful position now. Of course, our T100 kind of pooed that, and man did die, but it doesn't matter all too much because we still got the clearing shell with our Alpha on the enemy there. Waffle gets shot by the 183, which gives me the ability to push the 183, get one easy shell into his tank, and we have 1,679 health, which means it is physically impossible for this 183 to one-shot us unless he gets an ammo rack. Although the 183 is a dead, well, I was going to say dead driver, but he doesn't. But it doesn't matter. Again, it's the fact that that 183 physically couldn't kill us with a Hess shell because a max roll 1625, and we had over 1,600 health. So that was a pretty good game. We did 5,200 damage, absolutely pooped on the enemy. And yeah, I mean, that's what the STB can do a really good job at. It's just such a good holding tank, and when you add that on with the aggressive capabilities and the fact that it has really good DPM, it's just such a strong medium. Now, I have to say, my first battle testing out, Refined on it. There you go. Just had to refresh my brain on the equipment I was running. But yeah, I have to say my first test with Refined, the vehicle did a very solid job. As you saw, most of our shells hit when we were sitting still, and because of our on-movement dispersion being very good, it actually didn't seem to be that big of a problem at all. Now this game here, we are in a perfect map for the STB. The 11 degrees is going to be perfect for working B hull down. However, they do have an STB, and as well as Sheridan, and an M48 Patton. So they got a lot of hull-down vehicles where we don't really. I mean, we have a Minotauro, and oh boy, is that Minotauro blocking my team's Minotauro? What's going on here? Yep, he is. Great. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had a quick intermission as Thanksgiving dinner is ready. But we got a lot of vehicles over here. We got the Patton, as you can see. And, well, there's my Minotauro still sitting in the back. Not much I can obviously do about that. Also got a TVP, and boop, there you go. Nice shot into the Patton's turret cheek. The great thing about the Patton is that it's quite an easy penetration on the turret cheek as long as you know where to aim. Unfortunately there, looks like we just kind of got a troll non-pen. That TVP is also kind of getting pooped on, but we're going to go for another shot into the Patton, back up. You can see just how the STB can absolutely dominate this ridge. I'm taking the more aggressive position here as well. That way, the enemy STB has to overextend his hull to try and pen me, where I can just kind of chill here. So you can see that right there. We get a nice shell into him. I'm going to put on my adrenaline and try and push him off the hill. I think that would be a decently smart decision. We did get hatched. I'll give the guy credit. Oh, wait, no, he didn't hatch us. He hit us in that little corner cutout weak spot, which is kind of unfortunate for us. And then we got shot by the 183 across the map, which is even more unfortunate for us, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference as we still managed to get the clear on the enemy STB with a little bit of help from my teammate. We're going to go poke this 704. There you go. Nice, easy tap into his vehicle. At this point in time, obviously I do have to be a little careful, but I'm not completely worried here. If that Patton ends up poking, we should be able to get the finishing shell into that Patton. I don't think he will. But, oh, I lied. Patton just went right out into the open and poked it. Alright, well, that's a pretty easy clear. With that, we're up to 2,300 damage dealt. I do have to be a little cautious. I mean, we were doing fine, and then unfortunately we got slapped by that 183, but that wasn't something that I really could have predicted. It was just a bit of an unfortunate circumstance. So, we see that all that is left is the 704 and the 183. And judging that I'm pretty close to the 704, I definitely will be able to get a decent farm on this guy if I can just push towards him. He might be facing towards me. I'm kind of hoping he isn't, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Let's go for an HE into his rear. There you go. Nice tap once. Let's put on our adrenaline. And the dude gets absolutely pooped. But you know what? We still did pretty good. I can't complain. You can see how the STB is an absolute beast when it's hauled down. We completely forced the enemy off the ridge, especially once my teammate got there to help. And that's just what you want to do in this vehicle. Really, the only reason we probably couldn't break 3K there was because we got slapped by that 183, which defeated our purpose of being super aggressive. But either way, the STB is an absolutely fantastic tier 10 medium. And while I don't love the changes they did to the vehicle, running Refined Gun on the vehicle definitely made it a lot more enjoyable. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.